experiment go live. There's that. To make sure it's looking okay. It is. You should be able to see me. Perfect. And I'll get chat up as well. Alright. Finally, the game is... what's this number? 96 is game 2. Doesn't use the right skin, it's okay, I forgive him.
So this matchup is like really hard for Magdelina.
This matchup's one of her hardest, in my opinion. This is really
brutal, absolutely brutal.
Standard discards for her.
And the Kimbhe discards make sense as well. The one thing is Grasp. There's an argument for keeping Grasp because Quake Grasp is reasonable B1.
Yes it is. Yeah. But though, I feel like you have so many other good options that I'm not sure if you need Quake Grasp in specific. Like, Quake Strike is almost as good, except it's Prio 1. So maybe even just like Quake Drive, kind of? That doesn't work. So yeah, I guess it has to be specifically Quake Strike, or Quake Grasp.
Quake Grasp is, I think, kind of underrated, but it's actually, I think, very good. But this beat one is kind of tricky for Kimbhe. There are a lot of things that aren't going to work very well. So, I mean, normally, like with Kimbhe, you want to open Quickening Drive. But Quickening Drive actually sucks against Magdelina because it just loses to every blessing, right, basically?
And, like, most safeties, too.
Exactly, right? Like, it's sort of pointless. And same with, like, Quickening Strike. That's another popular choice, and that also just has the same problems.
Yeah.
And the Quakes are also, like, not great. If they do, like, a safety drive or something, I mean, you don't want to take that damage.
I don't know about safety drive, but...
The staff, right? That's the point, right? So you don't want to Quake.
Yeah. Okay. So, I just want to give my standard caveat, which is that I think that this is one of the correct starting styles for Maggie. You want 2 of these, usually Safety and Excelsius, and then some combination of Switch, Spiritual, or Sanctimonious, and you're choosing one not to have. I personally usually don't do Spiritual beat 1. Like, I discard it and discard 1. Just so you have different prios. And I think it's fine. The problem that I have with, like, a Spiritual is, we talked about Blessing, that I don't really care about my damage early. So, unless I'm trying a whole different plan, which is, like, I'm going to try to out-damage her at level 0, it just seems impossible to, then I don't like keeping Spiritual. You can keep... so LP is asking that he dumps Sanctimonious because it's pretty useless turn 1. And I agree with that in principle. The thing I don't agree with is you really only have 2 dodges with this lineup right here. You've got Sanctimonious dodge and one of these dodges. So you have a Prio 2 dodge and a Prio 1 dodge. Because you're never Spiritual dodging, right? So I like to have Switch instead of Spiritual, so I have 3 different dodge prios. Beat 1.
So what you can do is you can look specifically at what your opponent can do in terms of priorities. So here, I mean, if you do a Prio 2 dodge, like what are Kimbhe's clashes in that case? I mean, there's Fulminating Caster that clashes it. I mean, she doesn't have that, but that's something you might be worried about when you're picking discards. And there's Quake Drive, and there's really much else that really makes sense
Expulsion,
At Prio
Strike.
2.
This actually isn't that bad. There's not. This actually.
I
There's.
don't know. I think it's pretty bad.
It's specifically bad against safety, but like you could play it. This clashes safety blessing, which I like, but it gives him the staff, so I don't love that part. Though
Expulsion pull you onto the staff is like
terrible.
big move.
Yeah, but Penumbra Drive clashes safety blessing and takes the staff. You know.
I don't know. I don't think you would really want a penumbral drive here.
No, I don't think you would either. But
Wouldn't do that much.
to that end, I like. I might actually. This might sound crazy, but maybe you don't keep expulsion. You want fulminating instead of expulsion as your discard, right?
I think that makes some sense. Expulsion, the main use is to have Expulsion Caster available, but Expulsion Caster also is. It's not guaranteed in this situation, which kind of sucks, because the one thing that beats it is drive, right? Excelsius Drive will you can't hit Excelsius Drive with Expulsion Caster. It's the only thing you can't hit.
Yeah. That's
and I mean,
that's
I guess,
pretty
Sanctimonious Burst.
Sure. Sanctimonious Burst is possible, but I don't think you're gonna Sanctimonious or you're gonna Excelsius Drive beat one.
I mean, Excelsius Drive does make a lot of sense. Beat one because it does take the staff.
I think the problem that you have is you lose to all of these. Like every
You're
quickening
level 0 mags against Kimbhe, you're not gonna have anything guaranteed, right?
I really like this play that you had mentioned before. Quake Grasp.
It's a good one because Quake is kind of iffy beat one because it's not great against safety, but you're not losing that much damage, and the repositioning is actually really powerful against mags.
Yeah, and Quake Grasp in specific is Prio 3, which is going to beat out. And keep in mind, so when we say Prio 3, it's like that means that you have that outside of some drives. Fine, you're going to beat all of these, like almost anything relevant here with a Quake Grasp. This is not a real thing that you really want to be doing. You just want it to have a Prio mix-up. And then, I mean, man, it's tough.
Yeah, so here, from Aliphant's perspective, it's so bad to miss damage against Magdelina, so you really want to pick something that's like not gonna lose the beat. I think that's very important in the situation. So you don't really want to like play a quickening drive because you don't just like you'll lose the beat to blessing, right? To safety blessing. So there's really I think one pair that stands out for Aliphant as being like particularly safe, and that's quickening burst.
Yep. Getting distance
this
is really
one
good.
just it dodges the blessings. It catches the burst because you retreat one and then you advance one. And it doesn't get hit by drives. The Excelsius drive and the clash is good for you.
This does not beat Excelsius Blessing. It's the only thing it doesn't beat that I can think of.
That's right. It does not beat Excelsius Blessing.
XL Blessing into Stun Guard is one of my more common openers.
Yeah, it will lose to that. But I think overall this is a very safe choice. I think that's probably what I would open against Magdelina.
After you told me about this, first of all, I don't love keeping Expulsion. Like Expulsion Caster, I get okay. But I really think you have a lot more options if you have a Fulminating as well. Instead here of Expulsion.
Yeah, the Fulminating Caster is not crazy.
Yeah. Fulminate. There's a lot of Fulminatings that I like. Fulminating. We talk about Quickening Burst, but Fulminating Burst, same thing. Clashes that critical to Prio, and then gives you the option to like Fulminating Drive.
Yeah, I mean, the issue with Fulminating Burst is that it does lose to Excelsius Drive.
Yes.
I'd be like losing that badly. That's pretty rough. I guess it doesn't matter that much because
I mean,
you can
losing
on a
it
blessing
badly is relative, right? It hits for 1 damage. Now I get that you like it's not good to miss damage on Magdelina early. I'm totally on board with that. But like, losing is relative, right? It's 1 damage.
And also the payoff isn't that high, right? You're only doing 2 damage with Fulminating Burst. Like,
Sure.
yeah, that's right. You're doing 4 if you get the staff. Okay.
Yeah. I also think there's a lot of value to just being at range from Maggie, because she doesn't have a lot of good options. Sanctimonious isn't online for 2 turns starting beat 1. So here, I think that if I'm Maggie, I think this is actually, let me just make sure of this. 5, 6, no, yeah, so 6. That's a problem, but I beat it in Prio. I'm gonna beat that too. I think I actually would lead here with Excelsius Blessing.
I think that's reasonable. You have to anti-stun guard, and if you anti-stun guard and they power, I mean, you are losing to Quickening Drive, so that's like kind of scary, but so you just gotta try it.
Yeah, that is very true. I know that the thing that I don't want is I don't want to safety here. I don't like a safety blessing seems bad. And then Sanctimonious isn't real. So I think that it's probably like Sanctimonious dodge, Excelsius Blessing, could be Excelsius dodge. I really don't like, I mean if you are a gambler, there's that. But you lose to every quickening.
Spiritual Drive is insane here.
I don't. So if that's the case, then why are you keeping Spiritual? You know what I mean? This is my problem with Spiritual turn 1. I know what it does playing against it. I've definitely been on the receiving end of like having to calculate Spiritual versus all of her other options. But like, what is she actually going to Spiritual here? So it's like Spiritual Shot is the only thing that has the reach, but like Stun Guard 4 if you're into Stun Guard, just for 4 damage, you're not really spiritualing, you know?
I think that, especially versus Aliphant, threatening Spiritual Drive is valuable because it is 6 damage, right? So for example, you can't Quick Shot without anti-ing Stun Guard.
6 damage. What do you mean?
Staff, right?
Oh, okay, yeah. That's true.
So yeah, it's really scary. Like you probably lose the game on the spot if you get hit by Spiritual Drive B1.
Okay.
So that's a little excessive because the matchup is so bad, but yeah, I mean, I think that it does make Aliphant's options a little bit more awkward, and she's the kind of person that's gonna like play around Spiritual Drive. So it has some value there. I think realistically, I would just dodge as Magdelina. I wouldn't overthink it too much. I think dodge into safety is a pretty good 1-2 for Magdelina.
Yep. I usually it's hard because I like to dodge a lot beat 2 instead of beat 1. But that's one of the reasons I like Excelsius Blessing is almost every time that you Excelsius Blessing and they clash it, you then just get to run straight into dodge instead. So, because they usually don't have 2 Prio 3 options to clash you with.
But I mean, I would just like get it on cooldown, right? Like just use the dodge so you can dodge again sooner.
Yep. Quickening Burst. Okay. Yeah, this seems great for him.
I want to be there. Come.
So of course the movement is to not give Max the staff, right?
Correct. Yeah. No. As soon as you show this, like obviously you're contemplating just going back. But as soon as you see this, you just want to put them not on the staff. So.
Actually, no, I don't understand that movement, because if you retreat only one, sorry, if you retreat two, exactly, yeah, you're preventing Magdelina from getting the staff. Because if you retreat two, then Magdelina goes to space 5, and then you're forced to advance one, and then you miss, and then she can move on to the staff. So it's bad.
Yeah, I mean, I wonder, like her dodge is down now, so maybe you want to have the option to quickening drive onto your staff next turn. Here, move 1, move 2. Oh, you can't because you have quickening right there.
Yeah. Like pretty spooky for Kimbhe, actually, because
LPX is a good question. Like, does it matter that she can't move back anymore?
Beat that's coming up. It's like really scary for Kimbhe all of a sudden. I think this is like not at all obvious that this beat would be this bad, that like quickening burst would be so bad against Excelsius dodge. This situation, drive is actually amazing, right?
Huh. Huh. Wow, I think it beats everything, right? No.
Well, I mean, so you have to play exactly Fulminating Grasp to beat it.
Three. So it'd be 3, and then. Oh, I'm thinking real fast. 3 goes to 4. Yeah, I don't think that I would. Yeah, this is a good mix-up.
Yeah, exactly, right? Because you really don't want to be playing Fulminating Grasp.
Wow. Yeah. Oh no. We done fucked ourselves. Wow, you are correct. This is a lot worse than I thought it would be.
Yeah, it's not at all obvious when you look at Excelsius.
You are 100% right about last week.
Quickening drive that this is going to be so bad for Kimbhe.
Like, man, I didn't think of this. This is not good. Man. Interesting. Ooh, even that just gets 3, 4, 5, 6. No, this. But I don't want to trade against. I mean, maybe you have to, though. It should probably be this, right?
I think Quake Strike is a reasonable choice here, yeah. taking 6 sucks, right? Taking 6 is like really bad.
6 on turn 2 against Magdelina, right? Because this is like.
I think also just like playing the Fulminating Grasp. I mean, maybe you just accept that you got outplayed and you play it. Man.
Ugh.
A trivial.
I mean, you sort of have to be disciplined and play Fulminating Grasp here, because like the spiritual drive is so good. You're getting 3 damage.
I'm probably doing. Realistically, I'm probably doing a safety blessing here, and I wouldn't respect it. So this is what I would end up playing. You're not wrong. That this is you're almost like locked into having to play that.
Yeah, exactly.
Four, 5, 6. This streets too. What beats this? Huh?
Spiritual drive is still great against it, right? Like if you go even on damage, like
yeah, I'm not arguing that point, but like, this loses to, like, you lose the beat to a safety blessing with this. I mean, I guess you do the same here, right? So
Beat spiritual drive pretty hard, right? Like you get 3 damage, and they don't get a trans counter. Like that's good.
yeah.
But I mean, like this is a pretty good matchup, so I don't know. I think I would fold Hidden Grasp here. Expulsion Caster is like guaranteed to trade. It's nice because it underspeeds all the blessings, so I think that was the idea behind it. It also beats like a bunch of random stuff, like if they try like Spiritual Strike or something, then this beats it. But the Expulsion Caster, I think it's a lot like Quake Strike in many regards.
So pulls are here, and then do you try to hit? Yeah, you definitely still hit with it.
I mean, it'd be like Kimbhe doesn't have a choice here, right? I mean, and Magdelina is definitely taking this trade, right? 6 for 5,
Yeah.
and like getting her trans counter. So
Come.
yeah, this is absolutely brutal.
No more.
That seems not great. What does this beat though? That's
Well,
my
it's not
problem.
that it beats that much stuff. I mean, like it's okay against blessings, right? Like because it underspeeds the blessing, so you do damage to it. So
Sure. Not arguing that point, I guess. You're doing 3 damage to it because of safety.
yeah, but I mean, like you're hitting everything with Expulsion Caster, and you're getting your staff back, so it's all right. It's like it's okay against everything. It's never gonna like fall too far behind. And like we said, beat 1, like just missing damage as Kimbhe early on, because that's how you're so good at this matchup.
This is nuts.
Yeah.
I can't believe that this is all because of that positioning mistake on turn 1.
It's amazing, right?
Like I
it's
am
not at all
blown.
obvious.
I hate this matchup as Magdelina. It's terrible. Like, you just get crushed in this matchup by just bigger stats for like so long in this, and just to see this game is like feels unlosable right now on beat 2. That's how crazy this is.
Sorry, it feels unlosable for who?
For Magdelina on turn 2.
Magdelina like is still unfavored, right? Because Kimbhe is so good. This is definitely like I would give like 2 to 1 on
No
Kimbhe,
way.
on Kimbhe for sure, right?
6 life down because she doesn't get like her life is a lot. I'm trying to think of a good way to put it. Her life loses because I always talk about it like in attacks to kill, and like man, her being down 6, we're gonna be, if we're gonna live, right? If we live, I feel like this 6 matters a whole bunch, you know. Like that is a full attack that we don't have to do later.
That's sort of the opposite of what you normally say, right? Normally you're like, oh, your opponent's health doesn't matter, you just gotta survive, right?
Yeah, I think I'm coming back around to it, thinking about things I've said in the past, where it's like I usually don't want to hit for any amount that's just going to get full healed with blessing, but being down 6, if we both gain 3 and they're still down that 3 later, I feel like it matters. So maybe I think I've been thinking about it wrong, like that the damage does matter, and I should be playing to that because I really like where this looks.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is like the best Magdelina could hope for.
Yeah.
But even though it's the best Magdelina could hope for, this is still like such a horrible matchup. I still think Kimbhe is very, very, very favored in this matchup. If you showed me this board position, I would say yes, Kimbhe is a heavy favorite to win this game. But certainly less of a heavy favorite than she was beat 1, right? Beat 1, Kimbhe was like massively favored. Now she's just like pretty favored. So Magdelina is like slowly making her way towards victory. Definitely not there yet.
Wow. Okay, I'm crazy.
So here the obvious thing is penumbral whatever, right?
Yeah.
Like
Penumbral shot.
I think you can get away with a penumbral strike here. You don't have to penumbral shot.
Yeah.
I think you can penumbral strike. So quick grasp here is like kind of insane because okay, this really looks a lot like a penumbral strike. So if you're Magdelina, what do you do against a penumbral strike? Well, there's one answer that's like really stands out. Yeah, you Priestess Grasp. So if you think the Magdelina is going to Priestess Grasp, you really don't want to Quick Grasp because Quick Grasp misses Priestess Grasp, right? So
Yeah.
really don't do that. That would be really, really, really bad. So I mean, I think against Priestess Grasp, you can't really. I mean, you could try like a. What is 5 prio? So I mean, you could try like a fulminating grasp or something. Realistically, I would just penumbral strike, and it's still
fulminating
fine.
grasp actually isn't even good enough.
It's not great.
Move your okay, never mind. You can. Yeah, you would hit for 3, and that's if you don't do. Okay, sure.
But I mean, it's the same as just like penumbral strike, right? Your penumbral strike is also +3 against Priestess Grasp, so you might as well just penumbral strike.
+3. So this is 1, 2. So this is 4, and this would be 4 as well. So you would trade quote unquote even, right?
I think you go +3 because you're dealing 4 damage to Magdelina. Magdelina is dealing 1 damage to you.
She's level 1.
She's dealing 1 damage to you.
Okay, so she's dealing 1 damage.
+2, right?
Yeah, she's dealing 1 damage. She's giving you -2 power, and she's gaining 1 life.
Yeah, so it's +2, right? Because she's gonna deal 1 and gain 1 life, and you're dealing 4 to her. So
yeah, so she'll trade down by 2.
So okay, fulminating grasp is slightly better at +3. Maybe you should fulminating grasp then. I don't know. That's a good point. Also because like doing more damage to Magdelina like early on is worth proportionally more. Like I would be. It's bad to miss damage. Right? I guess that's sort of the point that you're decreasing Magdelina's life by 3 in both cases, and it's sort of your life doesn't matter that much, right? It's all about getting Magdelina's life low. I think that I would definitely penumbral strike here.
I think he should safety blessing. Though, oh, wow, went for it. Wow, bro.
Yeah,
bro!
I don't understand how this happens.
I mean, this is a read though, right? Like this is the sick read, right?
I get it. Your birth is down. Like, of course you Priestess Grasp here.
I mean, I would have safety blessing, so.
Okay.
And we would have clashed.
I think it's like a really clear. You really don't want a blessing when you're healing them. Like you're basically trading your whole turn for a chance counter. Like this is much better.
This is nuts.
I don't understand Quick Grasp at all. I think Quick Grasp is. I mean, it has to be like a read for on the blessing or something. But I think it's really crazy to risk just like flat out losing to.
So I'm going to tell you like my really other problem with it is like, oh man, okay.
Okay, like say you get safety blessing. Okay, you both heal for 3, and then you whack her for 6. I mean, okay, 4 because it's safety, but like.
You also negate all of Quake, right? Because you come right back in her face.
What do you mean?
With safety has the end of beat, move 3.
You don't even get her. You don't even get distance. Yeah, it's just to dodge the thing. But I mean, I don't know. I think this is ridiculous because Priestess Grasp is so obvious.
I don't know if it's obvious. All right, I was probably going to safety blessing here instead, and we would have clashed. So I don't know how obvious it was. Right? I think it's the mix-up. It's Priestess Grasp, and it's not just Priestess, because you also have the option of, there's a couple switches that I liked, but
No, I mean, because Penumbral is so obvious from Kimbhe, so of course Magdelina wants to play something that like is okay against. No, I think like if you missed Priestess Grasp, like that's missing Priestess Grasp would be a horrible mistake.
Guardian of
Being
heroes.
a Quake when Priestess Grasp is quite likely also a pretty horrible mistake. I think that Kimbhe can do much better here. Like I said, just Penumbral Strike is totally fine here. I really don't understand why this is a Quake Grasp. I think that's insane. I think that's it's a really bad play.
Okay, so what are we at? Oh my god. No. Do we? No, we're not gonna do that. Okay. Like, do we have to dodge?
Quickening Strike is fine.
Yeah, it's Quickening Strike's fine. Man, that's a good point. Oh, LT's making a real good point. Well, the problem is, if she's quickening anything, she's gonna take it before you can, right?
Yeah, I mean, like, I think this is definitely. I mean, I would probably Quickening Drive, Quickening Strike, also fine. Both are okay. You're definitely playing one of those because you just get the staff and hit super hard. I think I'd probably Quickening Drive just to catch dodges. I don't see any reason to not Quickening Drive in this situation, honestly.
Huh. I wonder, is there any merit to, like, taking the staff before she can?
You could try, like, an Excelsius Burst, but, I mean, it'd be much nicer if you had one more stun guard somehow, so you didn't get stunned from,
I mean, safety...
I think as is, you really don't want to play something that loses to Quickening Drive. It's so obvious.
I mean, yeah. I think it might actually be safety blessing time. What is she
I don't know. I think you're really not on the like you're ahead on life here, right? 16 to 13. I really don't think you're on the blessing time. Like blessing is basically spending your whole turn to get a chance counter and doing your damage. Like I really don't think you're ever blessing.
Yeah, but we're not a real character yet. Like that's the problem.
We're winning at 16 life to 13 life, right?
We are currently winning because we have like hard read and gotten like we are not winning on the strength of our cards right now.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't think you want to just like heal both players for 3 and then just get smacked in the face. Like that's not productive. I mean, the chance counter is not worth that.
I disagree. I think it is.
You want to like
really
try to fight and like.
I think that this game gets a lot harder to lose once you're at a higher, level.
I think that like obviously being a higher level is better, but like having 3 life is better than that still, right? Like if you just play Excelsius Strike here, deal 3 damage, you're gonna take 5, right? So you're gonna go like -2 or something, and that's okay. But if you play like a safety blessing, you're going like -4. I don't think that a trans counter is worth 2 HP.
All right, let's see what if he agrees or not.
By the blessing of
I mean, I think this is gonna be like against Quickening Drive probably.
Wow. Okay. So we're gonna go down by 2, like you mentioned.
Yeah. So here the this is a shot.
Better watch out.
Excelsius Strike.
Destroy.
to strike a saint merits divine judgment.
Is that line new?
Onward.
Wow.
What?
I don't think I've heard that line in a long time.
Oh.
Show me the path, guardian of heroes.
That's interesting. I really don't know why this is a safety shot. Does more damage.
Alright, so we are now level 2. Okay. So now she has to respect us a little bit. Theoretically. You say that.
Yeah, I mean, your dodge is up. I would just dodge as Magdelina, get that free chance counter. I don't really. It's like every beat is about the same difficulty against Kimbhe, so I don't think there's much of a reason to hold your dodge. Kimbhe, you can just pin on roll shot or something. Like, there's no reason really to overcomplicate things.
6. Yeah. I think this is probably just a dodge beat.
Yeah. I mean, you're right that spiritual drive is like totally reasonable.
I don't think it's that reasonable. I don't think it's so much better than dodging that. Like, when I look at this, I'm thinking, so maybe we can do a setup where I can have like a Sanctimonious Burst or Sanctimonious Drive or Sanctimonious whatever next turn, and so it's 0 to 2. But with Soak 2 and Penumbral giving +2, I'm just not sure that I love it. Because, like, the Penumbra Shot is 5 damage. We're going to deal 4, 5, 6, so we're going to deal 4 and trade down by 1 again.
Which is, I think, fine, right?
I think it's fine. I don't think it's better than dodging. You know?
Yeah, I think that, like, because Quickening is not up for until beat 7, you can take a turn to
LP, I don't think
turn.
that I want to Excel Burst. I really want to make sure that I can beat Expulsion Caster if possible, but Penumbra Shot in particular.
Penumbral Shot is like the most obvious thing, right?
Yeah.
Argument for just dodging as Magdelina, and then you can probably Spiritual Drive next turn.
Yep, I think that's true.
Yes.
It's a little weird because.
Whoa. Okay. All right, we're gonna push her off the staff. That's true.
Yeah, so this is sort of the same thing. Essentially, you're trading down by 1. Okay.
Yeah, and that's why we were talking
And
about it
you-
earlier, that you get to... okay, do you... That's what it is. LP has the right of it. He's going to back up 1, push her 2, and we have guaranteed Spiritual Shot next turn.
Well, no, because Expulsion Caster.
I mean, sure. With Expulsion Caster... Yeah, but we're still going to deal 1,000,000 damage next turn, right?
No, because Expulsion Caster is gonna. So okay, if you push her to the, if you push Kimbhe to space 7, move to space 3,
Yeah.
she's gonna go to space 2, pull you to space 2. You're gonna miss, and you're gonna take 5, right? So that's unplayable. Also, your shot's down.
Oh, yeah. Okay. What about the other way? I go here, and I push her 2.
I mean, you're not really safe against dodges because you can always expulsion dodge, right? So it's not.
Do I even move then? Do I even push her?
To the side and back up 1. Like, she can still expulsion dodge next turn.
You know what? I think I would. I'll have 1. I'm trying to think what I want to do with this movement, right? Because this movement's interesting. Next turn I'll have Priestess up. I will have 1 counter, so Sanctimonious gives me 0 to 2. Like Sanctimonious Drive is an option, and in that case I do want her in the corner. Even if she does Expulsion Caster, that's terrible. Because, you know, likewise that we don't want to Spiritual Shot, even if we have that option. Like, she probably wouldn't want Expulsion Caster with Sanctimonious Drive. So yeah, I think I might still back up, and the problem is that only leaves Sanctimonious. So maybe I just want to push her 2.
Yeah, so I wouldn't move.
Yep.
The reason to not move is so that your drives hit next beat. Expulsion Caster is definitely very real next beat because it's very safe. It's safe against drives because you just pull one and then put the staff in front of you to trade with drives. And if it's not, I mean, you can also just like not get hit by drives, right? By like pulling her back one.
Yeah.
Because you're nulling the beat, but at this point it might be better than like trading down, and you get your staff back right in time for quickening. So.
Yeah. So she
This
didn't
is
move.
a calculated strike instead of like a spiritual drive or a dodge, because maybe MoonKnight thinks that this positioning is really favorable.
Show me the power.
Which I can totally see. I mean, like if you just do like a switch drive here, it's pretty hard for Kimbhe to deal with that. I think Priestess Drive is worse than Switch Drive because Fulminating Drive is like a real pair here. Like, Fulminating Grasp is not a real pair here. Like, Fulminating Grasp is insane. So I think that Switch Drive is better than Priestess Drive in this situation.
What about Sanctimonious Burst? What does that look like?
And Sanctimonious Burst is pretty scary because you're like putting distance between you and Kimbhe. I'm like, I don't know, not great. Their range, so.
Yeah.
A trivial feat.
Okay.
Like, you know, you can't trade as Kimbhe because you die, right? You're literally dead. Actually, this is a good point. Sanctimonious Drive
would deal 4.
Sanctimonious Drive? I mean, with the anti-power, you deal 5, but the point is that you deal 5, and
you can't get hit by caster.
You can't get hit back, right?
Yeah, because you just kill them.
Yeah, exactly. So you're just it's 7-2 after a Sanctimonious Drive anti-power. So the idea is that if Charles didn't do that, he was really scared of Fulminating Drive, right? That's the main thing. So it was a mix-up.
Onward. By the light of heaven.
Rend.
So I mean, here just taking the null beat, which is nice. Sucks that Kimbhe gets the staff back, especially when of dealing with quickening. But just in time, the extra text on switch comes in.
Reveal
Yep.
yourself, ancient one.
If you didn't have this, this beat would be really bad for you. But as is, it's really good.
Is that true? Let's take a look. Five, not Stunger 2.
So I don't think you want a spiritual here because you're one counter away from level 3, and a dodge is really likely in the situation.
Is it?
Aliphant just can't beat your ult, right? Like, I mean, she's not literally dead to it, but.
Correct. Because you have to anti-stun guard.
Yeah, exactly.
Hard reads, let's go. This is lethal.
I mean, what is it? No, yes, it is. Yeah, I think there's an argument to be made for Quake Strike in this situation. You're absolutely right.
Is Quake Grasp significantly better?
No, because it doesn't lethal.
Although it still does, right? 4, 5, 6. You have to anti-stun or anti-power.
But it's not lethal because Solar Soul has Soak 2 on it.
6, 7, 8, 9. Yes. So this is the only one.
I think there is an argument to be made for like what punishes Quick Strike in this situation. I guess it has to be Spiritual Shot, right?
Any burst.
This burst does suck, yeah.
5, 6, 7, or 4, 5, 6.
Yeah, so you are just dead to Spiritual Shot if you play Quick Strike. So knowing Aliphant, she would never take a 50-50 in this situation, right? She's always going to dodge out of this. Like, you don't want to play.
Yes,
you don't want to play something that loses.
Has to be a dodge.
Loses the game to Spiritual Shot. Oh my god, that's unthinkable.
I feel like there's an argument somewhere to be made that you just play a pair that doesn't matter. If you think she's going to dodge. Like,
no, I don't know. That's like way too big on the hard read. Like you play something that like is okay, in case they don't dodge, and if they do dodge, then whatever, right? Isn't to like risk them not dodging. But I don't think Spiritual Shot is something you want to play because counter.
Yes.
Safety burst is a good point. I
Yeah.
think that's fine.
I think you just ult here. I mean, there's no real reason to overthink it. Like,
Yeah.
quick dodge is because it's unclashable, right?
Yep.
Better watch out.
Figures I'm so low on HP that I'm gonna die in one hit, so I'm never playing
I
Quake
want to
anyway.
be there.
It's debatable, but okay.
Lend me power, saint of justice.
Quake might be nice. You might want to like Quick Shot.
None the sword.
Oof.
No, because you are just dead to Spiritual Shot,
Whoa,
so you
calm
want to do
down.
something that.
She has to play. Well, she can't. So, what options does she have? Is she dead?
Clashes the Spiritual Shot and is otherwise a decent pair.
Spiritual Shot is going to be 3, 6. Actually, yeah, 3, 6. This is 4. Quickening Drive.
So, but the downside is that your Quickening Drive like sucks against basically everything else, right? Be a Priestess Shot, and then you're just really sad.
Yeah, this is true. I don't think you have any good
I
options.
think that again, Aliphant's never going to accept losing the game. I think she's Quickening Drive. She's definitely playing Quickening Drive here, and I think Charles knows that, and he's going to play some other random shot and just like cash in.
Yep. I think that's all a good point.
Yeah, that's like the Priestess Shot is really unhappy to see here. I don't think so, right?
By the way, at this point, I am agreeing that we don't need to blessing this game at all. I'm off that train. I just wanted to throw that out there for you. But like, yeah, I guess I am off that train. I think it's Safety Shot.
Safety Shot. I don't know why you would Safety Shot over Priestess Shot here. Like, does anything actually do that much damage to you?
It's not so much as that, so much as next turn. If we do shot and she does something else, right? Something dumb. Almost doesn't matter what it is. We don't have a lot of options to get in. Like, we're stuck. No, that's not true, because we have both Excelsius and Sanctimonious up, and Sanctimonious will be O2. So yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Priestess shot.
Is fine.
Priestess shot's fine. That's probably what I'd play. Actually, no, I would just play Spiritual Shot. Oh, I don't want to play Spiritual Shot.
Because you're gonna get clashed, and
Yeah, and then I'm dead. Yeah, Priestess. 3, 4. Yeah, Priestess Shot.
1 HP difference between Priestess Shot and Sanctimonious Shot isn't really gonna matter because you're killing in 2 hits no matter what. But the 1 life might matter. Really good if you manage to get the -2 power against like a Penumbral Shot or something.
Stay right there.
Because Penumbral Shot is not crazy here. Aliphant would never do it because losing the game to Spiritual Shot is spooky. But I mean, okay, I think a lot of players would be fine playing Penumbral Shot here.
Reveal yourself, Ancient One.
Yep, I think. Wow, this is crazy. What a crazy game. No blessings.
Yeah, this game is really good.
Man, this is a solid game. I've learned. I main a fucking Maggie, and Charles is like, let me teach you, kid. Let me show you how these things work. I've been around the block once or twice. Oh man.
So obvious thing, you can Excelsius Grasp, right? Like, what do you, or you can. Yeah, Excelsius Grasp.
Excelsius Grasp means amazing. I don't know. Well, she has burst. That's true. And especially Expulsion Burst too, right? Pulls me back.
It's like not crazy, yeah.
Well, no. Expulsion Burst doesn't hit. Expulsion Burst wouldn't hit me. But I mean, maybe that's fine.
What do you mean Expulsion Burst wouldn't hit you?
So she's gonna pull me back 1. She's gonna retreat 1, right?
Oh yeah, okay. But it's still bad. Like you're in the middle of nowhere. And in fact, you're just dead, right? Because you have no outs to on the beat that follows, so you can't accept that. Except for dodge, right? But okay, that's not good.
So I think that Charles should just dodge.
This is a reasonable dodge. Something tricky like Excelsius Burst, but I don't know. Like, I think your dodge is fine.
Excelsius Burst is interesting. My concern is that this is lethal, right? If it goes first.
Yeah, but it doesn't. So.
But it doesn't. Good call. Okay.
Is that the one?
I think you would dodge.
Yep. And Expulsion Burst is the thing that beats Excelsius Grasp, so that's what we see.
Okay, like, I mean, Expulsion Burst is sort of the only thing you can play here.
Come.
If I stand just here. You're finished.
Now,
The spacing is perfect.
That was some weird positioning.
I think this positioning's great, right?
What? I mean, this is the idea, right? But what beats Excelsius Burst in this situation?
Sanctimonious Burst, you mean?
No, I mean Excelsius Burst.
Excelsius Burst. Give me all my styles, nerd. Thank you. I actually want to know, like for real, what beats Sanctimonious Burst? Does she have anything that beats it?
So Sanctimonious Burst is kind of slow, right? So you can probably...
Sanctimonious Burst is kind of slow. It's, it's what? 1, 2? Okay, so prio 2?
I'm ready.
Whoa, calm down.
So you could like
Okay.
fulminating shot. Maybe there's nothing, right?
Okay, so if you fulminating shot, and then what? You hit for 2,
Yeah, I agree.
and then you die. Does she have anything?
But you clash it, right? Like you could.
Okay.
And
Keep
then
in mind
you probably
that-
still die. Okay, sure.
Keep in mind that that while that's true, everything like our entire hand hits with Sanctimonious because we get 0 to 2.
So yeah, maybe there's nothing good against.
So like, and then the moment it's like, okay, would you like to get Sanctimonious Grasped?
Yeah, and then it's no, and then you can Sanctimonious Drive, and that's.
So you need something that hits and like doesn't like goes faster somehow. So you need to like hard read the Sanctimonious Burst, right? With something like a fulminating caster. And now you maybe have what? After that, you have this that hits. And what? Nothing else you have will hit after that.
Yeah. So it's bad. So you should probably dodge as Kimbhe, and
Dodging doesn't even help you. Well,
you're really screwed. Yeah.
wait, that's not true. Okay. Dodge will get by because Sanctimonious Burst in particular is only prio 2. And fulminating dodge is prio 4.
Yeah, I mean it's obviously going to be a fulminating dodge. And next beat you have quickening, right? And you should have the staff.
Oh,
so
MoonKnight's here. Hey Charles, what's up? We're talking about your game, and I'm bitter that your Maggie is better than mine.
Yo, MoonKnight, what I was confused about was your safety shot against quickening strike. I don't know why you didn't Excelsior strike. Can you explain that to us?
I think that this is my pair.
Same answer, yeah. Same time.
We'll see what
The
happens.
blessing of Karin.
Okay, sure.
This game should be almost over.
Yeah, I mean you do this and then you're like dead to.
Wait a minute. Then this is not what that is. This is probably Excelsior Burst. Yep.
Stay right there.
The light beckons. Onward. Come forth.
So here.
Oh, that's a good point. Excelsior Burst is the only thing that doesn't die to Mage Hunter next beat. How is that true? Sanctimonious beats Mage Hunter?
Give me courage, ancestor.
Idea is
Okay.
you can always retreat 2 with the Sanctimonious Burst. You can't get Mage Hunter.
Okay. Got it. Alright, so here, Charles, don't tell me what you play, 'cause I'm trying to figure it out on my own. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9. Wow. Really?
Yeah, so this is really interesting, right? Like you have to think here, because you can beat this pretty easily with like a Sanctimonious Strike or something, right? But that's terrifying because then Quickening Drive kills you. You clash with Quickening Grasp versus Spiritual Grasp. Then okay, you have to drive, but then after the drive, you can go.
Well, Quickening Grasp, right? Hold on. Should Burst is down, Dodge is down. Okay, so Quickening Grasp. After Quickening Grasp, can she actually beat anything if we Spiritual Grasp Clash Chain?
Drive versus drive, strike versus strike.
Because this is 9, right? And we're also at 9. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we just clash on down the line and kill her?
Well, clashing on down the line is pretty rough because.
Well, the last one is this.
Get castered. Well, you play a blessing.
Sure.
You don't die.
So I mean, we're at 11. Okay. You know, like we're on beat 11.
But it's not great because.
But it's unlosable. You can't lose to anything with this play.
You can lose to Mage Hunter, right? Like, if you get casted, then the staff is on you and your burst is down. So you got to dodge, and then if you, I don't know, like, I mean, like, obviously you're incredibly favored, but there's some sequence of events you have to be careful about.
I mean, we're sure for this right here, we're getting Mage Hunter.
Well, you're not getting Mage Hunter, but like you're inconvenienced by having to play around Mage Hunter if you do this, because then you're going to start beat 12 with the staff on you, and your burst is down, so you have to dodge because otherwise you're just stone dead to Mage Hunter. And then dodge. But so imagine then it's like, you know, some caster or something, and they put it on you to your dodge. Then you have to burst to be after, and then like the bad things might happen to you, right? Like your burst maybe is not fast enough or something. I don't know.
I think I would do it because you have a mix-up. If you can get the mix-up right, you have 2 3s, right? So there's there's a mix-up right here.
So this is very risky for Aliphant because if it goes blessing against the strike in the clash,
correct, she loses the game.
You just lose the game, right? So
and she can't quickening drive against Spiritual Grasp.
So the idea is that this play, Spiritual Grasp, is at least 50%.
Yep.
Game because of the strike blessing mix-up, but it's like.
Because you can't play anything that loses to you can't play anything that loses to quickening drive, in my opinion. You just can't.
Yeah, I mean, of course.
It loses the game immediately. Like, come on. Likewise, okay, what about this? Do we still kill it? Yeah, we do. She's only at 3. So yes. So I think that's my play. Is we start with Spiritual Grasp, has to play Quickening Grasp, and then we get to go down the line.
Yeah, exactly. It sucks to go from 5 HP to 3 HP, but I think that Kimbhe's HP doesn't matter at this point because everything kills her. So.
Yep.
All right.
Yep. Let's start one.
Let's roll the dice. Man, imagine if all those beats ago, Aliphant was like, yeah, I'm going to try and Quake Strike against this ult because crazy to me. I really don't understand. Hold on, can you pause? So,
wow, this is so cool!
Why is this a shot and not a caster? Like, if you're going to lose, like, you might as well do the extra damage. You might as well put the staff on her. I don't understand why there's any reason to play shot in this situation. I think that's crazy.
No, I'm agreeing with that. I mean, in my opinion, this should still just be, like... Oh, that's a good point. Wow, this is much worse than... because once you get down to here, where we're done with drive, you're not lethal anymore on any of your quickenings. So now Spiritual Shot is a mix-up.
Yeah.
Right, so...
she's
like, trying to clash shot instead of like, because MoonKnight's shot will kill her no matter what. But like, I think the point that he was going there, that he was talking about there. Well, here's the better question: why isn't this shot from you, Charles, instead of having this blessing strike mix up? So, like, you can get another 50-50 if this is a shot.
Yeah, I mean, that's why I think shot makes no sense here. Like, should...
Okay, so he's just got the hard read that it clashes out. Okay.
Give me courage, ancestor.
I mean, Kimbhe's position, I will point out, does not matter anymore.
I mean, no, hold on. I think that there's something very suspicious about this. Like...
What do you mean, suspicious?
I don't know. I think that this clash chain is not how it's supposed to go. So if you blessing, you win the game versus Kimbhe strike, right?
Yeah.
Shot, you also win the game versus Kimbhe strike.
You win the game against Kimbhe's shot, and you lose the game against Kimbhe caster. If you blessing, right?
Caster.
Do you still lose? No, you no longer do. Okay.
Yeah, and that's the whole point of this, is that like it's pretty risk free. But no, so shot and caster both win the game immediately against. Sorry, shot and strike. No, shot and blessing both win the game against
strike.
quickening strike.
Yep.
So, is there a reason to ever shot? Or is there a reason to ever blessing over shot in this situation?
He was convinced it was gonna clash a shot. I would have shot and then taken the mix up.
I mean, if you know for sure that Kimbhe's gonna shot, you just strike, right? Like, I don't see why you would shot mix up. If you play the strike. I need to write this down, right? So if you play the strike, and
oh, so he thought she would strike. So
safe, right?
He thought she would strike. She thought he would shot. So they both tried to clash on this mix-up. Because obviously, he's right. If he clashes the shot or the strike with this blessing, he just wins. We've already talked about that. But I think you should still shot here. Or if you're not going to shot, I think that you just try to strike anyway. Like, I don't like blessing. Well, maybe it's fine. Because no, it's still fine. It's a mix-up. So...
It just doesn't matter, right? Maybe it's 50-50 no matter what you do, right? Like, if Kimbhe's just 50-50 between shot and strike...
This is a good point, that this is the outcome that's bad, right? This is the worst outcome if he blessings here. Well, no, you can caster.
Caster.
But you won't die to a caster.
Yeah, but yeah, of course there's no outcome where you die.
Right, but there is an outcome, like, we're gonna be fine next turn, right?
If it had been caster, it's kind of scary because then you have Mage Hunter.
But we have dodge.
Like, quickening shot just loses, I think, to spiritual blessing, right? Next turn, you're just dead.
Yeah, she's dead next turn.
So, like, you don't ever, like...
I mean, I think you have to try to... Like,
it makes no sense.
There's no way that Allie can win in this situation, so Allie just has to guess correctly twice on both mix-ups. Or, all the way down the line, right? And end on caster. This is the only way she can win here. This is the only way she can win at the start of the beat. She has to clash every down the way, and if she thinks maybe Charles is going to get sneaky and play shot, then she's going to play shot. Like, if this is Allie, she might have literally taken a physical coin and flipped it to find out what she should play.
I see that. I think that, like, it's more complicated than that. But, okay, so if you clash the strike with your blessing, you win the game.
Uh-huh. If you hit strike against shot, you win the game.
Yeah, if you strike against shot, you win the game. If you blessing against the shot, you win the game. The only thing that beats blessing is
caster.
The caster, or that doesn't lose to blessing is the caster, right?
Yeah. I mean, I think he's right that this is fine to play.
Yeah, but that's something like I don't think you should shot as Aliphant because you're
But if
losing button.
I mean,
I think that's
it's still a mix-up, right? Because if this is spiritual strike, you're gonna lose. If it's spiritual shot, you get to clash again, and then now there's another mix-up. But it doesn't matter because you have to get 2 coin flips right. This is one of them.
point, like
this is rock paper scissors for real.
Aliphant, so the game's over, right?
This is rock paper scissors, except you only have paper and rock, and he has all 3.
But I think that you should have some caster here as Kimbhe. I think that his blessing is so tempting for.
I don't think you. I think that when you do the. I think you can do your matrix on it later, but I still think it's 50%.
I mean, no, I don't think it's 250% because you can mix in caster. I think it's a little bit more complicated than that. I can do the calculation. I do have some program.
Yeah, Charles is right. It's rock paper scissors, except Charles wins ties.
Yeah. The game if he loses the rock paper scissors match. I mean, obviously it's really. Imagine all those turns ago, if Aliphant the ult. Instead of being I gotta play to not lose.
Man, this game feels unwinnable. I don't know if you've
really unwinnable. This is just checkmate, right?
I'm gonna put this on YouTube later, and YouTube watcher, if you were watching this, let me show you about a level 4 Magdelina. Everything she has right now is the most unfair pair in the game. So let's do this math. This is why you play Maggie, is because you get to do things that are what does my Switch drive look like? Oh, my Switch drive is Prio 8 and deals 7. Now let's actually look at pairs. Wow. She's 100% dead?
Yeah, so Switch Shot has no outs.
Switch Shot, I mean, you have Sanctimonious at 2. Can you be...
You need the damage. So what you can do is she can Penumbral Caster and put the staff under her. Doesn't die to anything but Switch Shot or Switch Drive. But you're never Switch Driving here. Aliphant's plan is hope that Charles doesn't see Penumbral Caster and plays a drive, but I mean, there's nothing you can do in the first shot. You're just dead, 100% dead.
7 anti-stun guard or anti-power. This is dead, but this loses to anything. Oh no, we have nothing. We have 0 things. Okay.
Plus Prio Styles and discard, you're just dead.
So Switch Shot's 100%.
The plan for Aliphant is play Penumbral Caster and hope that Charles misses it. But
yep. Okay. What a good game, Charles. What a good game, man. This is why you get to play Magdelina, because you get moments where your Switch Shot looks like this. Look at that stat line, right? This is a payoff. Also want to point out,
ridiculously bad. So
in the end, we did blessing for the win.
Be gone. Perhaps I
yeah, I'm gonna watch it in a minute here, Charles. I'm actually gonna take a quick AFK, if that's all right with you, Blat, and we'll come back and do the next game. Sir. Did I lose you? I might have lost Blatm, because I do not hear him.
Not saying anything.
Oh, there we go. I'm going to take a 6-minute AFK, and if you want to do the next game afterwards, I believe you've already sent that to me, so I will be right back. Alright, I am back. Super fast.
Hi. How are you?
So real fast, check, I want to see, check Discord. I'm going to restart the stream real fast for game 2. Or game 3 rather. Game 3 should be, Luke, no, it has to play Maggie, so, yeah, I guess it's Luke versus Maggie.
Mm-hmm.
That's super bad. Man, brutal. I hope Charles. I'm wondering if Charles is at work at the moment.
What?
Oh, are you, dude? Charles. First of all, Blat, check what I sent you in our call real fast in chat, and see if that's acceptable if I offer that.
Obviously.
All right, Charles, do you want to get on this call with us for game 3? What do you mean, it's good? Like, you give us the first person perspective. I mean, to be fair, it's Luke versus Maggie, but okay, that's fair. I mean, you can do that while you're on the call. Just saying.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Sometimes, like, we're putting on a show, right? You know,
Sure.
So if you want to enjoy the show, that's totally legitimate.
I'm on board. I'm not ever not gonna try that. So, all right, I'm gonna restart the stream and with a different title real fast for the next game. So, right, be right back.